with all the visits I made to writers' groups all around the country, I met a great crowd of people, and he was a very special friend that I met in Kerry. And he had this dream. He had a large family, even more than me. He had 11 children. And when his wife died, he decided to search for his dream house. And he wanted a house with a garden going through the river, and he wanted to buy himself a horse. And he had all that accomplished by Halloween, the year he died. So this is a very short little poem in memory of him. It's called Losing My Father Again. All that November day, shadowed by your horse, I drifted, eyes salted with the memory of tears, till yellow neons lit the orphaned leaves, floating in gutters, and I knew at last you'd gone, rafting down the river of your dreams. November, poem about my aunt who died recently, but this poem is probably, it's the oldest picture in my head. One Sunday morning when she was washing the cabbage, I just had this picture still in my head. Angel art. What angel took the picture the day you washed the cabbage in the sun, that after all the years the image burns my inner eye like red geraniums and a summer sky condensed to splash the willow place. Chin high at your yellow sink, I watched you hold each cup-shaped tree beneath the cleansing flow. Crystals, falling rain on green, drowned forest you kept submerged, till little bubble diamonds hatched, and shaking leaves me accidentally blessed. My aunt lived a very full life. I just was laughing to myself when I was gathering the poems together, because I have the image of the cabbage leaf as a sort of tree, but broccoli was nearly her downfall. There was no such thing as broccoli those times. But she was getting these needles brought in from a neighbour, and the neighbour didn't know she didn't like broccoli, so she didn't like to insult the neighbour, so she was throwing the broccoli out for the pigeons with all the rest of the stuff, and she was discovered. Subversive. Don't open that door, they told her. You can trust no one these days. She watches at the window, can see them waiting on the roofs. She stashes away food, bread in her cardigan pockets. She knows the times of their comings and goings. So when her minders have reached back gates, she moves slowly, painfully to the door. Instantly they whoosh down, leave no scrap of red evidence round her feet, and evenings as she watches Fair City on the telly, they swoop over her house in a 21 dove salute. Now, I'm going to inflict some of the Alzheimer's poems on you in a kind of a bunch, because I sort of want to see how they sound together. Those of you who know me will know that I've been writing about my mother and her Alzheimer's disease over the last number of years, through all the emotions that came up for me through that. And I'll tell you about them as they come along. This is the first conscious one that I wrote, that when I knew that this was the journey we were going on. And it's about the repeating and repeating the same thing over and over again. My mother brings me gifts. Day by day she gives me snatches of conversation held in waves of sound forever, the words remembered. And day by day she dredges up the jokes, passed on with years of telling, the script secure, she's happy when I laugh. And every day presents me from the drift of all forgotten, with pictures of her father lighting candle after candle and her mother pouring water from a glass carafe. She leaves me, day by day, these gifts, precious salvage of a life lost in a sea of forgetfulness.